Hey, what's going on behind the sceners? It's your host Stas here, behind the scenes real estate edition, and coming in with something new. Should you stay or should you go? Whether you should sell or remodel your home. We're gonna find out some reasons why you should or should not. So, should you stay or should you go? This is pretty much the age long question, the age old question: should I stay? Should I go? And you're deciding whether you should remodel your home or if it's time for you to go ahead and move. And I came up with five different factors to support both. So when you should go, you have five factors from when you should go, and five factors on if you should stay. So we're going to start with the go and get this thing going. So when you should go, number one, you aren't happy with your current location. So one of the most obvious advantages of moving is changing your location. You're not happy with the location of your current home. Remodel isn't really going to fix the huge negatives you see in your home. You're not just happy with the property. Maybe you're in a HOA of some sorts that you no longer want to be in. You want more land. There's other outside factors like neighbors. Do you want neighbors? Not happy with your current neighbors. The school district you're in, maybe the town you live in, the taxes. So these are going to be some of the major factors on you just aren't happy with your location. So it's probably best for you to go. Number two, the budget is tight. If sticking to a budget is important to you, then remodeling might not be the best choice. Realistically, I know a lot of people they plan out a budget when they're remodeling, but sticking to a remodeling budget is can be difficult, and you can easily get off course. Usually, you know upfront about your additional costs associated with moving, and your realtor fees and closing fees. So if you're looking at a tight budget and sticking to a remodel budget isn't for you, then of course moving is the better option. Number three, increasing your home value will hurt you. So I've seen this a lot in certain neighborhoods. You're thinking about moving, you're wondering if you should remodel, and your neighborhood doesn't support the remodel, meaning you don't want to put Carrera marble throughout the house. You're putting 150,000 into your home when the typical selling price in your neighborhood might be 180, 200,000. That's just not a very smart move. So while your home value typically increases with a remodel, you want to be careful you're staying within the general average of the other homes in your area. So for another example, is if you live in a neighborhood of starter homes, it won't matter how amazing your homes is because people will more likely choose the less expensive home or neighbor in your neighborhood. So what I typically suggest is, if you're looking to move in the future, maybe getting your home appraised. If you're content with the appraisal amount you're probably going to get on your house, then don't spend the time and money for a remodel that you won't get back. So yeah, increasing your home value will hurt you. That's number three. Number four, you don't want to remodel or can't wait for changes. See, now this is a big deal. There's some people that can understand. It's there. I mean, it's just no secret. Remodeling takes time, and your home is going to be in disarray for a certain period of time, depending on the remodel, depending on contractors, depending on the time of the year. I mean, if appliances or materials that you're looking at are on back order, these types of things happen all the time. A kitchen remodel can take an average, 3 to 6 months, while bathrooms can be 2 to 3 months, depending on what you're doing to it. Granite countertops, putting in new plumbing, replumbing, depending if you're up north. or south. Depending up north, or if you're in the south, we don't have basements in the south. You have basements up north. It's probably easier to switch up the plumbing underground. It's just a different aspects in different areas. So during this time, you have to live in a construction zone, a construction site, dust everywhere, materials everywhere, furniture covered up. If you don't want to live like this for a few months at a time, finding a move-in ready home with all the remodel expectations is probably a better call for you. So, number four, you don't want to remodel or can't wait for changes. Number five, you're having trouble making payments. So, this might seem like a no-brainer to me, but there are a lot of people out there living in homes that they simply cannot afford. If you can't seem to get on top of the payments, it might be best for you to move and possibly downsize. Changing your location can make a really big difference. I mean, you might be in a flood zone and move to an area that's not in a flood zone, so you no longer need flood insurance, or you don't need as high of flood insurance. You might be moving into a neighborhood or an area with lower property taxes, and these things play a key role in your mortgage payment. And so maybe you don't necessarily downsize in home, but you just downsize in bills. Maybe you get a more energy efficient home where your electric bill is a lot less. So having trouble making payments on your current home, it might not be a bad idea to relocate to a different area. So number five, you're having trouble making your payments. So those are the five reasons why you decide to go. The next five will describe why you should stay. So number one, you want a specific remodel. One of the biggest advantages to remodeling is you can create your dream home. For example, if you want a specific item like clawfoot tub, shiplap walls, a craft room, a new home might not have all these features that you want. So, if you're doing a specific remodel and you have the space, the use of space right now is just not being used properly, and you feel that a revamp there would really work, that's a good indication. Why not stay? I mean, you could do that yourself. You're perfectly happy with the layout of your home. So doing a specific remodel is a good indication that you should just stay. Don't sell because of a specific remodel or so. Number two, you only want a room or two remodeled. In addition to specific wish list items, you're only looking for a few changes. So maybe you just want to update your kitchen. You don't want to move because of a kitchen. Or bathrooms. A remodel should be able to be done relatively easily. It won't make sense to spend the time and the money moving if you only wish to make some cosmetic changes throughout the house. It's probably a less expensive way to go, and probably fixes the little problems that you have, and it'll save you a lot of money as well. Well, depending on the remodel, but a lot of headache for sure and aggravation. So the number two is you only want a room or two remodeled. Number three, you love your neighborhood. Why are you leaving if you love your neighborhood? Finding a great neighborhood can make a really big difference in your home life. If you love everything about your home, and you love your neighborhood, finding another home in a different area could be iffy for you. When you move, you're taking a gamble on if you'll fall in love with the new location. Sometimes it may not be worth the risk. Maybe you love the school district that you're in, and the only thing you can find is outside that school district. So these are some of the things that'll play a role. You love your neighborhood, so that's a good indication. Maybe you should stay. Number four, you don't want to sell your home. Selling your home, there's no guarantee that you'll get exactly how much you want in the timeline you want it. Selling a home can also be a long process that many would not rather deal with. If this is the case, remodeling and making your home align with your wants is probably your best choice. So number four, you don't want to sell your home. That's a great indication of staying. And then number five, finally, number five, you can envision this being your forever home. If you have a strong emotional attachment to your house, selling might not be that option. If this is the case, you should really sit down and figure out a remodeling plan that'll make you feel make your home feel like it's really not worth moving. And this is really simple. You can sit down with a designer, a contractor, just sit down and put some ideas together and look at the different rooms and situations. Uh, and I'm pretty sure you'll find a happy place in that home with a quick remodel. It's so amazing what a remodel can do to a home, a refresh. It makes you feel like you're living in a brand new home. So the last one is number five. You can envision this being your forever home. Then maybe you should stay. If you decide you need help with determining your home's current value, or you would like to explore different neighborhoods, should you decide to relocate, please feel free to give me and my team a call. We'd love to hear from you. And that about wraps it up. I don't want to take up too much of your time. But again, these were the five pros and cons to whether you should sell or remodel. My alarm's going off. Time for me to go. So thanks, everybody. And as always, I hope that you're having a blessed day.